the references to Mr. Mew is totally Shiki.
Yeah. Oh no, like 100%. She has a presence in this. It's just a case of will we see her, which I would think the answer is yes. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she'll play a super major role, but I think we'll see her.
I'm so curious to know what she's gonna look like.
Oh no, it crashed again. What the fuck?
Rip.
Rip.
Why does this game keep crashing? It's not meant to be. It's never meant to be.
I was freaking the hell out because I fucking knew it would be. I knew it deep down in my soul that it was my boy. And then as soon as that yo came out, I was like, damn it, it's my boy.
Alright, let's do this. And hopefully, I think...
It's my boy.
No, let me just double check. Yeah, no, I can see music playing in the background.
Yeah, just make sure we're on this.
No, your voices are being heard.
Also, for everyone in the stream, me and Kyle have been playing Neo, The World Ends With You. Mwah. Brilliant game. 10 out of 10, totally recommend.
Fucking fantastic.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Oh, right, we're in the middle of this. I forgot about that.
Susato.
Susato, love her.
ASX Susato.
I love Susato, she's awesome.
She's pretty great.
Well, I understand you were the judicial assistant to the defense, but why the sudden ingress into my courtroom?
Ha! Oh, excuse me. Ha! A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify.
Yes, I fully understand. I only asked for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense.
Ah, you're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
Look, Your Excellency!
I am most grateful.
Who exactly are you, and why does this feel so cramped all of a sudden?
Sorry. There's no time. Please, simply accept this for now.
What is it? A report about something? Written in English.
It's Jezreel's Brett research.
Huh? The English woman's?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Oh, yes, that's right. Miss Britt was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So, does this research, or whatever it is, has something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself.
Oh, no, of course not.
Special characteristics of Curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Curare? What's that? I've never heard of that word before.
Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail. But I summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
But goodbye then, and good luck.
Ah, it's no longer cramped. You have had long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I'm gonna go quickly check that sec. Poison made from bark trees in certain areas of the jungle in South Africa. The hunters in the region have used it since the ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. The above-mentioned effects only occur when the poison enters through the body through a wound, such inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it is believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found, or patients would die of suffocation. So yeah. I asked the prosecution and defense now one last time. Does neither side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Shut up, Payne.
Well, screw you too.
I'm starting to think that Mr. Prosecutor guy has it in it for you, Cosmo.
Maybe a little. But anyway, Rhinosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance.
Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Bretz.
Your Excellency?
If you wouldn't
Yes,
mind,
Your
perhaps you could
Excellency.
grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but
Oh,
I'm afraid. I can't speak today.
Invitation.
I can't speak today. It's not so very long until tea time. I have to politely decline.
Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realized it was a phrased question as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I did it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. So, counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? Ah! Miss Jezebel Brett, do you understand that you were studying under Dr. Wilson at the Yuma University doing research? Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel?
Sonorna Ure, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
What? Complete and utter nonsense. Karara, you say? I've never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done. What?
Well, what do you mean?
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Kyurei before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country.
It doesn't exist?
Correct, which means no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify Career. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. Order, order, order! Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist?
To this report authored by the visiting research student from England. Kyurei has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows.
Hey, slow down, I'm still reading through this piece of paper, gosh.
Seems that it is reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
Hold on, slow down, I can't read English that well.
You're studying English, Rhinosuke. You should be able to read English very well.
Shut up. Professor's watching.
No, to lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. And it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death.
Okay.
Maybe that about sum it up, Miss Brett. Oh, Kazuma!
Trumpery! These aspersions are utter trumpery.
Mr.
What?
Prosecutor Uchi, we may have to have a little talk about what you just said, in about a couple of hundreds of centuries from now, but, yeah, you may want to think, I'll explain to you later.
To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that.
I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain.
To this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
Explain yourself, counsel.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis.
Kazuma, slow down! I'm still reading!
In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all.
How terrible.
Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed.
But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
The whole explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration fail.
Respiration?
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all while the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
Oh god, that sounds really disturbing.
That's hideous.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slowly lifting peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. Kazuma!
Damn.
What a beast.
And you suggesting that this bottle, counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Yes.
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A Therato unknown poison for which there is no means of testing? A happy tale for the defense.
Ayushi, it's literally inside the file. It's literally her research.
It's like right here.
It's literally her research, Ayushi.
Do you need me to shove it into your face, good sir?
Joke's on you, because I don't know how to read.
How the fuck
What's
are you-
up? I'm Ayuchi, I'm 19 and I never learned how to fucking read.
How are you a prosecutor?
Oh.
I mean, we have, what, 2 lawyers in our country, and I'm staring at one of them?
Hi.
All these facts. You think...
It is you who must be taught.
Of course. Dear lady!
This is how you Japanese behave, is it?
Well,
You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Ms. Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Nothing. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
what's so funny?
Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
Well, yes, I don't see him one on. Oh! 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 Oh no! He's gonna drink it!
She looks so smug.
Oh no!
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Sorry. To an English woman such as myself, this whole affair is a farce. It's a farce. Your
It's a
little
farce.
police games and these foolish courtroom antics. It's laughable, really.
Hmm?
She's holding out her pinky as she's holding the.
Oh,
my
how,
god, she totally
how
is. I
classy.
didn't even notice that.
Oh, how classy.
I didn't even notice that the first time.
Classy woman. But I'm getting bored of it
Classy.
all now. It's time for the games to end.
Yeah, she's gonna drink it.
Cheers!
She's gonna drink it, and then the defense's claims fall flat.
The animation is so
Huh?
good.
Wait,
Oh,
what are you
boy.
doing?
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair.
Huh?
As much as looking calm is all that. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no Curé. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth.
Ah!
Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given up more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Oh, yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all your assistance you've given.
This does. Wait, hold on. There had to be.
Oh, no, no,
Poison
no,
in
don't
that
autoplay, don't
bottle.
autoplay. There you go.
So how? Oh, because I was like, wait, hold
Sorry,
on. It's going
all
way
he
too
said-
fast for me to read.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
This doesn't make sense. There had to be
had-
poison in that bottle. So how did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade. Will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to be poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because of otherwise she would have kneeled over dead. Oh, come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water.
What do you think? What do you think? Boo boo boo. Boo 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 boo. Boo boo boo.
As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle. I don't.
What? Why, Ryunosuke?
Isn't it obvious that there's poison in there? She'd be dead by now.
Your adulterated nativity really astounds me. But sometimes it's in need of good staining, until it is as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world.
Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent? Oh, okay. Okay, no, because I was trying to go for something else, but unfortunately he said something completely different. But maybe I am wrong. The culprit did put Corinne to poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. Like, the defense refuses to change its position.
You're serious.
Are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw.
Miss Brett drinking from the water from it?
Right, which rather complicates your argument, I think.
And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is just in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Very well, if the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support this assertion with evidence.
Don't you look through the research again? That's my hint to you.
Yeah, so it's a poison. Instant paralysis. It has to enter through a wound. Yeah, I know what you mean. I already know. It has to. It would have had to pass through his wound in his through his body, because he has a wound right here. It never exited from the bullet, so the bullet must have been laced with it. That's why he died.
Interesting.
But I could
Very
be wrong as well.
Interesting, okay.
But I could be wrong.
Interesting. The urge to say if you're wrong or not, right or wrong.
I mean, of course he's right. He's Phoenix, right? I mean, wait.
Wait,
that's
I mean,
he's not Phoenix.
If anything, we're gonna do the age-old question. We're gonna do the age-old trick of present everything until it advances the game state.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I was right.
Oof.
Okay, so it's not that. So I'm gonna go lean towards. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
That's not a valid explanation.
No?
After all, We don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by a court. You will direct this to the pertinent section, Counsel. I'm pretty sure... I think it was special characteristics, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
it has to enter through wound, so... Like, as soon as I saw the notes, I was like, oh no, it's pretty clear. It has to travel through the wound. I've been hearing a lot about this curry poison. And it's left me curious about something. Oh, Counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. To lace their heads of the arrows that they shoot whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please.
But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean that there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Kazuma? Kazuma?
Good point. Good point, Ryanosuke. Good point, Ryan.
Okay, calm down.
Good show, old boy.
So the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, Counsel, no, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristic, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seems a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret it as what's written like this. When the curry enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever.
What?
Miss Bratt, you authored this research. You knew Curie's special characteristics, and you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking the water without any danger to yourself.
You meddling little...
Oh my god!
Oh shit, the goose woke up.
Oh no! It woke up!
Galleon! Oh, Ryanosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Me? Really? Me? A lawyer? Oh.
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how possible.
So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
What are you trying to say?
Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish?
Flaw? As even your brains have managed to deduce, Curie is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of our gastric sexes.
Oh, yes! Well, of course! Gastric suckers? What are they?
So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
Oh!
That's right.
Good gracious!
That's basic science, a science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
Order! Order in the court! Order! the logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way.
Are you trying to suggest?
Yes, this curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that.
Oh, this is it. I know what happens next. What is this welling up inside me? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Ah, there's the finger point! Ah!
He said objection!
He finally did it!
With feeling.
I don't think so, Miss Jesely Brett.
How dare you use that tone with me?
You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence, as we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the cure? I'm just gonna pretend to say first, because I'm pretty sure I know what to present here, but I just want to be sure. No, I'm wrong?
Oof.
I know that the cure is.
Oh! I was I'm looking the wrong way.
Ding ding ding!
Ding 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 ding. Anyway,
Ding 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 ding!
as Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? The toxic effects of the cure are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Yes, like the wound you might have if you'd just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Oh! Miss Brett, you acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. Ag!
So that's it. You use that knowledge to achieve this.
So, here's the volume. Is she laughing?
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. Those childish courtroom games you and your half-baked arguments are also futile.
What do you mean?
Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
No!
I mean, it could just slip.
Holy shit!
This bitch.
Dear, how careless of me. That was my reaction, just, you bitch.
Holy shit!
I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
No! Ow!
I
What
love
is it?
that
What just
animation
happened?
so much.
This
Oh, it's so
Englishwoman,
good.
she just smashed that bottle and the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder! Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of that water from that broken bottle as possible, and at once.
You're wasting your time. The delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
How could you? You won't get away with this.
You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? There really was poison in that bottle. Or not. You. And let us not forget. We still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, of course, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady.
That's right. Really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So, of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Hold on, I'm gonna lower the resolution so it's a bit easier to load on your end.
Thank you. No! You killed the victim that day, using Kyrie. And then, in order to frame Ryanosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Bang. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man.
Huh?
A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryanosuke Naruhodo.
This is unbelievable. How could this be happening? We had her, but now is she really gonna get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
Ryanosuke,
Yes?
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it.
Huh? What? What do you want? What do you mean?
We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head.
In my head?
You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on.
Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt. Every color, every smell.
Oh god, I'm getting PTSD flashbacks from Spirit of Justice. Smell, color, looks. No! Not the divination seance! Not again! I don't want to deal with that shit again! Please!
The seances were that bad.
It was frustrating to say the least.
Okay, yes, some of them were.
Yeah, some of them are very.
It's like me playing Apollo Justice and then forgetting about Apollo's bracelet.
Yeah, we don't have.
And I'm like, I can't figure this out. And then he's like, my bracelet is rattling, and I'm like, damn it, I forgot about the bracelet.
What I saw, what I felt. Every color. Is Cosmo right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head. Could there have been another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? I mean, it's clear as day. Actually, Cosmo, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
You always have something up your sleeve, and don't you, Reynosuke? Come on, Nan. Let's wipe that smug smile off that English woman's face with some evidence.
Alright, I can't wait! It's been niggling me for some... What is that? Niggling me for some... sorry, no. It's been bugging me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it could be to the key arriving the truth about all of this. It's here somewhere.
Apparently,
The clue that
niggling
shows
is a real word.
Oh my
Yep,
god.
it is.
I mean, it's pretty
a-
clear. It's gotta be
It's
the
a
fork,
British
right?
word.
It's gotta be the fork, right? No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm stupid.
It's a British word, meaning causing slight but persistent annoyance, a discomfort, or anxiety.
I'm just gonna say bugging because it sounds more family safe. Let's just go with that.
Fair.
Right,
Fair.
okay.
Espresso Hosanaga, answer me this.
Yes, what is it?
Ugh, he's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you?
Absolutely.
I wonder,
But it
therefore,
came-
if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day?
Wait a minute! Where are you going?
Up. Where are you going with this, little boy?
It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
What memory?
I saw this scene showing this photographic print with my own eyes that day. As I saw on the wooden base of the plate that steak was served on, was a splattering of blood.
What?
Oh. And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything in there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson from the chest from the front, there's no way the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him.
Ah!
For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies that the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Just a little bread. I beg your pardon?
This is beyond ridiculous! Fabricated nonsense! Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it! Oh, that wasn't me, that was him.
Oh. Yes. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to.
Inspector, you mean...
Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it.
You did what? God, I love playing a bit.
I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating.
Huh, interesting. Even when the camera pans, that her eyes still can't be seen.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I did it all in the name of justice.
See, Gumshoe, you could take a couple lessons from Inspector Hosonaga. Come on. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now. Inspector, the court wishes to examine the plates from the victim's table immediately.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered, the steak.
Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't.
Quickly, Inspector, the blood man! He's so casual about this. Quickly, Inspector, the blood man! Show the court!
Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure.
And there's no bloodstain. As I thought. No blood anywhere. But that's possible! I know I saw it, I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There's a blood on the side of the plate.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you.
Ah!
Oh ho 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 ho.
I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire,
I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. This, let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over.
this sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Was the plate I saw or thought I saw just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. Hold on. Gonna go quickly look at it. Okay, so this is steak. Huh? What the? What in the world is this?
I think it's a Koban coin. It's homologous from the Hoi era.
No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoi Koban?
Yes. From the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable.
This isn't the first time someone has been talking about Hoi Koban.
Heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bullion.
And I don't think you'll ever will again. This is extraordinary. This means... what exactly?
I never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. It's from the Hoi era too. That would make it really quite valuable.
It's well marinated juices as well. Look.
What? Are you thinking of eating it?
No. But the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's gonna be racing as I lift the meat and peer underneath for a prize.
I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this Rhinosuke.
A Koban coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. Duh. This emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat?
It's a cow. obviously. Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beefsteak. I'm looking at it sideways and it kind of looks like a goose with really long legs.
Oh my god, it does!
Now that you
Holy
mention
cow!
it,
Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that.
It seems like a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware.
So this is the symbol of La Carnival, is it?
Yes.
Anyway, I think I've looked at it much enough.
Rhinosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel.
Hmm?
Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Hold up, I'm
Even
gonna be right
myself?
back.
Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence myself. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? I have an objection. I'm gonna pause for a moment.
I'm sorry, I had to go plug in my phone. I'm good.
no worries.
That Bloodstain is going to clinch this trial for me. Can this plate reveal any other clues as well? Yes, there is another clue. I just looked at it. Your Excellency, please wait! This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I'll not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of evidence. I will not give a ruling until I am completely satisfied with that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
Seem, as a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court what you've been eluding. Oh, what? Oh.
Rip.
Well, I didn't save that time. Seriously, I have to go inspect it again? Alright, I'm gonna provide new dialogue, I guess. Nope.
No, it won't. We can just skip past through this.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just the
Alright, I was gonna do this again. Ah, there you go. Yes, yes, I already know that. Good gracious, that's.
Come on.
Is that Earth?
Oh,
Ahoera wanted that.
Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, isn't it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
A ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what that is, but I want no part of it.
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. The rare Hoi Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now.
He's right, it can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency! Yes, Counsel? A rare Hoi Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now!
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Perhaps, the little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant.
Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that stake. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban is none other than this guy. Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasute, Kiriko Korekuta-san.
As in Mr. Cucumber or something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to read this old kooky man again.
Then this Hoi era Koban. Do you mean to tell me?
No. Please, why would Korekuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Yes! Oh, which is why I'm asking to bring Korekuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Without a moment's delay. That testimony table is looking pretty small. I can't believe we come back around to that pair again. I have a hunch, a strong hunch. If we chase down the real significance of this crime, we'll find that it's a key element to the case. Oh, yeah, no, we have everyone. Oh, poor guy. That table's pretty small now. What's all this nonsense? What's all this about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for little baby Idol? When my son's belly's empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Wait a police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice. A worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence.
Sounds like Yoda.
A little bit.
Hold on, let's read that in Yoda voice. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witnesses. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more I have to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence. That totally does sound like something Yoda would say. Holy shit.
It does.
Jeez.
Anyway,
He's
that as
Yoda in Ace Attorney form.
yeah, pretty much. Yoda, is that you? Ace Attorney, yes. Anyway, be that as it may, Korekuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you ever...
Yes, that's it. The one. Schmeagol, my precious.
Also, can I just point out he dropped the knife in the boot of the other guy?
Obvi-
That
obviously.
resplendent, splendiferous holy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day.
Mmm.
Try.
Much
trying to
much
do
treasure I'm
Google.
looking for.
It can't be.
As I thought.
Young man. Enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where? Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
I found your coin sandwich between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat juices.
Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it in there on purpose. Oh, sorry, yawn.
Somebody concealed my holy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconceivable. I can't speak. Boy.
Thing. Unconscious, unconscionable thing.
Unconscious. Okay.
Yeah, something.
Sanaga, you there? Is Hosanaga alive?
Right. Excuse me. Could I say something?
Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector.
I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation. La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's niche, rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent undercover, is it?
Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
So unbeknownst to us, there's a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid the Korekuta-san's koban is all too clear.
What?
I think a court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us who is the person who did this. I mean, it's pretty clear whose fucking plate was it. I hope I'm right, actually. I'm pretty sure it's her, right? It was her plate technically, or was it him? It was Kazuma. He did it. No, I'm kidding.
It was you, Cosmo Asogi.
Maybe it was John H. Wilson. No, it's gotta be John. Of course. Yes, it seems like a likely candidate for a court. Oh, no.
No, come on.
No, I'm
Rhinosuke.
stupid. I'm stupid. I'm pretty sure it was actually.
Think, Rhinosuke, think!
I'm pretty sure it was him. Yes, seems likely candidate for a Koban thief. Nope. Let's try again, buddy.
time to charm Rhinosuke.
There you go. Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Iese Nosa! What? How dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that Colban. Colban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of those crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me! It was Ido! Ido's the mastermind behind all this!
What?
You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? Is you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa? Clippy clop, clippy clop, clippy clop, clippy clop, clippy clop, clippy clop!
That did not sound good.
Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iasinosa was preparing to stand down in court, Supreme Court, sir.
Such a good breakdown.
That's great.
Push the baby
Shove
back.
the baby's head back.
Do any of you know the extraordinary low wages that the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living. Yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son! That's why you were stealing these things at the restaurant? The place was heaving with money! Every 3 days, I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. Then I enjoy chomping down my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable.
Target that day was the old man and his koban.
Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped a coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak. I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to find rendezvous with it again at a later date. Oh, that's you.
I don't know who that is.
That's you.
Is
That's
that
you.
me?
That's probably you.
Okay, probably.
This is ridiculous.
That's right.
Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time.
Well, Miss
Of course, dear lady. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, Your Excellency.
I love that animation of just
The theft of the
grateful
koban was
people.
The theft of the koban was clearly perpetuated by this baby-saddled sergeant, who certainly appeared to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Yeah, of course it is. Putting a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it? Well, oof.
And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness.
Very well. Now that the questions of all concerning the witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for deterring her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And a good day. Rhinosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming.
Oh no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work on what exactly, but something she said jarred me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, just don't stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call it out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Hold it! Wait, Miss Brett!
What is it now?
I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like to explain the contradiction in your parting words just a few moments ago.
What are you talking about? What contradiction?
What new student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words?
Yes, I'm right. What she said there was exposed an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to need some evidence, Counsel. I think it's Le Photo of Le Steak. Am I right or am I wrong?
I don't know. Are you right or are you wrong?
The photographer printed the scene taken after the incident occurred. What's interesting is the plate of steak that... What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where that's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Notice what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could ever contemplate picking up the steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course you did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
And take a look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Oh!
Looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
So, if the witnesses Ashley Kames wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course, of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm not looking as rookie as...
I've heard enough. You irritating little speckled samurai relic.
Damn. Of course. Dear lady!
Savage. What's the matter, Miss
He's
Brett?
got tail.
Have we ruffled your feathers? Ba-doom.
Ba-doom-tsh. Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized that the catastrophic implication of these teeth marks in the state have for her.
Rhinosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
Yes, now at last, it's all coming together. The mysterious teeth marks in the steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery? The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared? And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Of evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. It's typical Japanese empty threats. God, she's such a bitch. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before to court yet.
Hasn't been... What?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence doesn't exist.
This is absurd! The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be! I don't believe you have it!
I don't, but there's someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve everything remaining in the mystery. Every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence?
Who do you think it is?
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hasanaka.
What? I have it?
Yes.
You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous.
No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on the steak with the teeth marks. Oh, sorry, that's me. Oh, that's me. Yes, of course. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping down my way through a good steak, as well as admitting to stealing the clerk with the son's coin. He told us he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet! I'm a superior officer! Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was it the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak? Attention! Affirmative, of course! I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
But it makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Yet, the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin.
Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire.
Well then, How did you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two stakes over. You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced that he was undercover policeman, I thought I had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So, when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. I don't stay there. With military precision and timing, I switched my stake with the one on the foreign lady's table.
What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable!
However, fear not, prosecutor son.
What now?
I swear on the brass buttons on my uniform. That is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak, and the plate was on back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hasanaga.
Yes.
Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you've taken both.
That's correct.
Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table, the precise moment he was shot.
Can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat. It can't have the slightest bearing on this case. No, you're not wriggling it out of this one, lady. I beg your pardon? God, I love this music. It's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
You wanna?
You're not that forgetful.
I know I like this music too, but we gotta get this going.
Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. So, the reason the defense asked to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers.
I'm not sure of why I saw Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Miss Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
If the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett.
Let us not prolong this trial any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
Yes, sir.
there
Sanaga
it is.
being a helpful man.
Sorry for keeping you. Here's the other steak and its plate. Please, feel free to examine it.
And there it is. Let's see. It's clearly visible. Look. Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows us at the moment the victim was shot. If he was facing the table with his back to me,
In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. Ah,
It can't be.
in fact, there's only one person who could possibly shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is.
mm.
That's right. Miss Jezebel Brett. Jezebel Brett. It's you! Ah, that finger point though.
So iconic.
You wanna read her thing?
I will.
Look at his dad.
Outdone by Japanese me, by a Japanese schoolboy. No, no, no.
Oh! Ugh. Oh, hey, it's a black pigeon!
Hey!
Just wait.
The fuck? The fuck was that?
Just wait.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
Little ducks everywhere. It's so cute.
Kazuma, what the fuck just happened?
I don't know, Ranosuke. I don't know. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth. This time.
Gladly, Your Excellency.
Alright, you got a story to tell.
It was I who took the professor's life, using Kyurei. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of the poison would be found in his water. Because Kyurei is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he'd been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over and greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point. So I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. Plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Kyurei in my handbag. And my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
Under your skirt?
So I was right, there were two guns.
If only Rhinosuke had the option to lift the skirt, then he would have found the gun.
Very beat. I'm pretty sure he actually made a comment about the wanting to lift up her skirt and check.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
And then I finished my coffee, and give me a second. I'm just and got up and left. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which he just presumably placed on the floor, a place where you were sure that I would notice it.
Thing went according to plan. You noticed the gun, as I intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up...
That's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead.
Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared.
Obviously, I assumed Naruto-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside.
That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Your Excellency,
Yes.
I wonder... Might I speak with you in private later?
I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
And she's gone. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement?
This can't be. Takatsuchi Ouchi does not lose! Not to the likes of this rookie student.
You better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ah! Ryanosuke Naruhodo!
What? Yes?
This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten.
Yeah, obviously. You've become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new.
Oh!
It's the way of the world. May you never forget that.
Ah! Hey! It's Payne's hair!
Thousand millennia may pass. Still, the I love this line. The Ayuchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. Hell yeah, it won't.
If only you knew, Cosmo.
If only you knew, baby boy.
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryanosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. I thank you, Your Excellency! The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world, but the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits. But what it might look like I cannot begin to. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Aso.
Yes.
After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the Australius British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wilder world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you.
Understand, Your Excellency.
What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden?
Never mind.
As for you, Ryunosuke Naruto. Oh, yes! You, I sense, how could it be? Unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. Oh, hey, I'm on the stand now, actually.
Hey!
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruto. Aw, why are you gonna use that? We always see that. We always see the not guilty thing like that. Come on. I like the cherry blossoms though. They're a nice touch.
It's nice.
Instead of the confetti, it's cherry blossoms.
This court is now adjourned. I kind of wish they used a different gavel sound though. That's really out of date. I can't believe it. I can't believe what just happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it to the horrendous trial.
Right? You finally pulled it off. Congratulations.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma.
No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget.
That's probably you as well.
I think it's,
That's
Mitsu.
Susato, yeah.
Oh.
Good afternoon. All your hard work is certainly paid off.
No, that's the girl! I told you! I told you! I heard the blips!
Congratulations. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result, too, you know. Oh, no, I didn't do any...
Thank you so much! If we hadn't had that research report from Miss Bretz, I don't know how things could have turned out.
Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate.
Your father? Ah, yes, of course.
Give me the...
Speaking of Mikotomo... Ah, there you go. Kyle, that's you.
Hey,
Oh my god.
Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Good friend? Oh, yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson?
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital.
Oh, you work together?
I never heard you mention that before.
Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot.
I will. I'll learn all I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan.
You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you?
Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way.
Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes.
That reminds me. What's happened to the woman? To Jezreel Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder.
Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but
What do you mean? Surely she's going to face the trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all.
she will be leaving Japan in the very near future for Shanghai.
What? Shanghai?
Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that.
What? But why not? Inspector
Oh.
Hosonaga.
It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate.
But what's all this? What's all this about consular jurisdiction?
We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan.
What? We can't try her? But then, who's gonna bring her to justice?
British Consular Court will hear her case. Somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard.
But why consular court?
Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now. Now that we've signed the friendship treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that.
Oh, can't they?
Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on.
So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan.
I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her.
I don't believe it.
The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Mikatoba.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink.
But Professor,
You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Rhinosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun.
In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink.
you're a detective Hosanaka-san, aren't you?
Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none.
I shall go and attend the paperwork for Naruto-san's release.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So Jezebel Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma.
Yes, Rhinosuke?
I just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today.
I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work.
Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world.
I'm not so sure about that.
Huh?
To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help but thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me.
What? Come on, be serious.
I helped you today. It was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have such a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean.
Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you.
That's the point.
Sorry? What do you mean? That's the point.
Listen, Rhinosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win?
Knowledge of the law?
No. The ability to believe.
To believe? To believe in what?
A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times.
Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it.
I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in even then, well, that's not something anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person.
You mean your client?
Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me.
Well,
You face seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me.
Thanks, Cosmo.
There's something I want to ask you, actually, Rhinosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me.
It sounds serious. What is... Kyle?
Kasanaga,
Ah, you're
Kusunaga.
still here, are you?
Oh, Inspector!
I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go.
Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory.
And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget.
Ah, yes. That too.
So, my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikitoba, Suzata-san, who acted as my assistant, Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Oh my god, after all that, we finally got through one episode.
Right?
Yeah, fourth trial is long.
It is a long first trial. Ooh.
It
That
is
was a long
such
first
a long
trial.
first trial. It's
Yeah.
a very long first trial.
Yeah.
Ugh. Drat. I dropped something. Here we go. Are we gonna start it tonight?
No, I'm
'Cause
just gonna.
Gotta
No,
be-
I'm just going to get through the cutscene and then I'll stop there.
Okay.
I think there's a
狭い
cutscene.
部屋の片隅
Nope, never mind. I guess we're going Japanese still.
深い闇の中でホームズと私は息を潜めて待ってい
Oh,
た
then I waited.
やがて
Waited for
通気口からシ
And
ューシューと低くうなるような音が聞こえてきた
I actually read the story of
その
my
瞬間
crime
突然ホームズ
fiction
が飛び出
class
して闇の一点をステッキで
at the Speckle
鋭く打ち据えた
Yeah.
見たか
Sherlock
ホ
Holmes and the
ー
Speckled
ムズの
Band.
張り詰めた
I
声が
read
空気を
most of
震
the
わ
stories
す
they mentioned in this.
私が
I
ランプ
think
の
it's
シャ
Yeah,
ツを
I
眺め
am
ると
too.
部屋の情景がぼんやり浮かび上がった
I have
ホーム
two
ズは
I
部
read
屋
a
の
lot of
隅を
Sherlock
睨みつけ
Holmes
て私に向かってつぶやくように言った
crime fiction class just because
被害者
he
は
was such
死の間
an
際に言い
important
残し
like
た
literary
まだらの紐という
crime
謎の
character.
言葉その恐ろしい
Like
正体
you
こそ
don't
が
even have to
こ
know
いつだったのだよワトソン
literature to
そ
like
こには
appreciate
巨大な
Sherlock
読者が
Holmes
牙を向き
just
威
because of
嚇
how
するように
classic
ト
he
ンボ
is.
を巻いていたそ
So
れは
Sherlock Holmes is
世に
like
も恐ろしい
detective.
まだらの紐だった
He is.
Mhm.
それでは謎解きを始めるとしようか。
Speaking of the
この奇
devil,
怪なる殺人事件、その真相をね。失礼。犯行時、扉は内側から缶抜きがかかっていた。缶抜きに細工された痕跡はない。犯行の際、この現場は完全な密室状態だったわけだ。
so weird hearing the Japanese
被
voices
害
because
者
I'm playing
死
in
の間際にメッ
English.
セージを残したようだ。ここに落ちているインクを使って書いたと考える。
God, what's with people dying and
ロシア語。どうやら被害者はロシア人ということか。文字に全く乱れは感じられない。被害者は相当意志が強かったのだろう。見たことのない妙な文字だな。筆跡はこのメッセージとは明らかに違う。いや、これはむしろ人種が違うと断言してもいいかもしれない。
Complete side note, but I
札を
love
貼っ
this
たのは
movie
犯
so
行時間の
much.
直前。被害者自身だったようだな。
Hmm.
ほう。これはこれは。
一体貴様は何なんだ。好き勝手しやがって。
そうです。海洋警察が到着するまで現場に手を触れず待つべきだ。
その必要はない。どうやら今から5秒以内に諸君を犯人に紹介できそうだ。
バカを言うな。殺人現場だぞ。しかも奇怪な密室
oh,
殺人
let me. Oh no, no, it can't be.
その封印を解くとしま
Oh no, I'm gonna. Let me guess. No.
まさかその中に犯人が
That's your guess.
一体君は何者なのか。
God, not again.
大英帝国が誇る世界
No!
の名探偵なのです。シャーロック・ホームズ もしかして知らないとか？
Let me guess. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's gotta be me. Hold on. So we're no longer in Japan. I don't know. It kind of feels wrong that I'd leave it in Japanese. Not to say that Japanese sounds really cool, but we're gonna switch. Can we switch the?
I think you have to switch
You might
it.
have to be out.
Alright, we'll
Yeah, you
save.
might have to be out of the game
Yeah.
in order
It
to
usually
switch it.
preloads that kind of stuff, so you probably have to be out of the game first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also notice how the
There we
title
go,
screen changes
English.
to- Also notice how the title screen changed to the current crime.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is
Anyway,
cool.
that's it for this. There's going to be a hiatus for the next while because I will be leaving for vacation, so there won't be any streams for about...
Gives me time to catch up on my Ace Attorney playthrough.
I'm going to be playing Ace Attorney in my spare time, so I'm actually going to try to get to this point and go explore on my own terms. Luckily,
I'm just trying to get through Neo.
yeah. So basically, don't expect the stream for a while because I'll be gone. And I won't be back until I don't know when. And plus, by the time I get back, I don't even know. Like, again, circumstances aside, there won't be a stream for at least tomorrow. There won't be a stream tomorrow, and there won't be one for next week. So, that'll be updated on Twitch. So, anyway, that's it. That's all I have for tonight, because I can't be bothered. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go and bang my head against the wall. So, yeah.